Philly Sports, Love and Pain. I'm Dave. That's Kenny.
Meow.
And that's Gordy.
Yo.
What's up, Gordo?
How's things, boys?
Gordo, basically our like resident basketball bro. Starting over again. No, we're not really. Gordo, our resident basketball bro, in here to talk about some Sixers. We got Flyers action right now. They're trying to like do everything they can to not die. You know,
it's like that year that the Eagles needed the Bucks to lose, the Vikings to lose, the fucking space shuttle not to blow up. You know, so
well, you know,
if that can happen.
I'll tell you what, it would have helped if they would have won one game in March. You know,
yeah, just one team.
Asking a lot, though. Asking a lot.
Yeah, you know, how dare I ask for something like that out of them? But so you know, the vibes are starting to feel a little bit better down at the bank. I don't know about you guys, but well, Kenny, did you watch it? Because I know you were talking shit on me for not watching the Flyers.
I watched both, but I had to leave the living room to go into the family room in order to. For some reason, my one TV will not get the Phillies game. Make it make sense. I know.
That's wild.
But yeah, I watched both of them.
Gordy, did you see the Phils?
I just saw the highlights that popped up on my phone. I did not get to watch the game tonight.
So to be honest, it's hard to catch 162. To be honest, it just feels like the vibes were a little bit different. And I got a text from my buddy Mike, and he said the same thing. He's like, dude, the vibes feel different with this team right now. I don't know what it is. And then like right after that was like the two doubles, and then Bryce hit the homer, and Rangers complete game shutout. Like,
well, Rangers an ace right now. He's nasty.
I know. I said to Kenny and Jake, I called Ranger ace a year too early. I was like, I thought Ranger was going to be the ace last year, and it didn't really quite pan out like that. But
imagine if you started him today in your fantasy baseball league, shutout, complete game shutout.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy that I would usually end up going against like every fucking week.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Fuck fantasy baseball, dude. I hate it. I hate fantasy baseball. But hey, we're back, bitches, and Kenny is touting his Super Bowl trophy.
Oh, dude, Dave. Well, thank you for getting me into the Phillies game the other day on Sunday.
Yeah.
The usher had a failed 9/11 joke, and I literally, for the first time since I've been making fun of 9/11 for 20 years, I cringed.
Wait, so he tried to tell a 9/11 joke, and you cringed?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's pod safe then.
No, it definitely is, but it's just environment wise. You know what I mean? So if you go to the Phillies game and you have a child, you go through a different line. You go through the special line, right? They check everything. They take everything out of your diaper bag, make sure you don't have a fucking hidden hoagie, and which I had too.
Did they actually take everything out of your bag? Because when we took our diaper bag in there, we literally just walked in with it.
Yeah, they went through it all, which is fine. Like it wasn't a big deal, but like people were getting frustrated and were getting confused, right? Because like that line's a mess. It's just a mess. It's just a bunch of people that are like, fuck, I have my kid here. You know what I mean? Like everyone's just trying to get the fuck through. And someone was giving him a hard time, and the guy goes, "This is why I was real glad to have kids before 9/11." I was like, bro, you can't fucking say that in the security.
You can't use 9/11 as like the reason you're not happy about getting into the game faster. Like that's really fucking lame, dude.
Yeah, it was one of the like,
that's not comedy. That's not comedy.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so I was like, I have to tell David this once we get on this pod.
Mike chimed in and said, Flyers game stressing me out. Too bad it won't matter because Montreal is fucking useless. It's true, Mike.
Yeah, because Keith Primo's son's a fucking bitch.
I'm watching it. Do you have it on right now, Kenny?
I'm just watching the live ticker. They got 8 minutes. Oh, look at fucking connecting. Fuck. They're out. Don't even get your hopes up. Put it at 3%.
Trevor back in the chat tonight. What's up, Trevor? Big T. Every time I think of the name Trevor now, though, I think of Grand Theft Auto. I'm sorry, Trevor. It's just what it is. It's just what it is.
Grand Theft Auto.
By the way, I'm stoked about Grand Theft Auto 6 whenever it happens.
Yeah, okay. It'll be 2028.
I don't care. I don't care when
making
it
another
happens.
one.
Yeah,
why wouldn't they make another one? Right?
Fuck yeah, they're making it.
I did not know that.
It should never have taken this long, though. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Oh, it's totally ridiculous, honestly. But yeah, so where do we want to go first, guys? The world is our oyster. We have Phillies that
Let's just do the Eagles. Let's do the Eagles and get them right out.
What do you? Okay, so Devontae Smith signs.
Yeah, and then gone.
And I mean, well, what else do you want to talk about with the Eagles? Because really,
that they're not allowed to wear green in Brazil.
Oh, you want to talk about that? Is that true or no? So Howard,
that's what the stadium's rule is. The stadium has a rule.
The stadium rule.
The stadium has a rule. I was reading that. I was reading about that. I was like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
It's just so fucking dumb. Like, all right,
I love it.
Is it gang shit? Like, what is it?
No, it's because their hated
rival wears green.
Yeah. Like the actual team that the stadium belongs to, their hated rival is green. So what does the NFL do? Let's send 2 teams that wear green.
Well, Packers will wear the white and yellow with that little strip, and then the Eagles are just going to wear black.
I was honestly, say, yeah, I guess they could go black alternate, right?
I think that would be badass. Black in Brazil.
Black on black in Brazil.
And they can have the black helmets now, right?
Black them out.
Yeah,
that would actually be too. As the opener, that would be pretty cool.
But you know what? The people are going to be pissed though because then they're not going to get it at the link. You know.
That's true. Oh. I don't want all of our players to come back with chikungunya or some type of mosquito disease. You know what I mean?
Montezuma's revenge.
Like
they're gonna have diarrhea for weeks.
They've got problems right now down there with that some of this stuff.
And don't come back with any kilos or anything.
Well, that's a whole other thing.
Oh my God.
Kenny, what's happening?
Drydale just blocked the fucking shot that was
Kenny's
going in.
Watching Drysdale play hockey.
Shut up, fucking bitch.
Yeah, listen, they have no prayer. No prayer.
Ew, who are you?
Because Kenny, they pissed me off in March, man. I'm serious.
All right, well, let it the fuck go. We're in April. Stop being such a puss.
We mean let it go. The reason why they are where they are is because of what they did.
Yeah, but we knew that this team was going to do this, so you can't be upset. You should just root for it. If it happens, it happens. Look, I'm turning red. You got my fucking blood pressure up.
Yeah, but listen, I don't want to root. I don't want to root for other teams. Like, look at this shit. This is how embarrassing it is. We're watching highlights of the fucking Red Wings game right now on the Flyers game.
Why does
Montreal scored?
Whoa! We're alive!
Like,
don't you want to feel something, Fry? Don't you want to fucking feel something in your tingly binglies? Okay, I do. It's
I do. You know what? I don't want to feel. I don't want to feel fucking 4-0 sweep in the first round.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. Get in.
I feel nothing.
Why does it do that?
I feel nothing.
If they got in, it would be a fucking flat out miracle.
I'm just saying, you got to root for it.
Okay, so are we betting a house on the Islanders tomorrow, or are we betting a house on the Pens tomorrow, just in case?
Well, yeah, that's a good idea actually. But the thing is like the Pens and the Islanders hate each other. They're like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So the Islanders will do what they can not to fucking.
Oh, I didn't see he was back.
Yeah, that looked good actually.
Man! All right, we're gonna get hung up in watching this game. I can tell.
This is what I do. This is what I do.
So, yeah, the Eagles extended Devontae Smith, and
this is what the Eagles do. They draft you, you produce, they make you a lifelong Eagle, right? Like this is where Harry. This is where Harry excels.
I'll tell you what excels is Paige Spearneck. But what I wanted to talk about was the tweet that I saw about the Eagles. Eagles, 4th highest paid quarterback, 4th highest paid running back, 4th highest paid wide receiver, 5th highest paid wide receiver, 5th highest paid tight end, 4th highest paid offensive tackle, 5th highest paid offensive tackle, highest paid offensive guard.
And they still have $100 million fucking dollars.
How is this possible?
Somehow they're still under the cap because he pushes money down the line.
Yes, but you also notice
restructures it.
You notice you notice something that I didn't mention, right? Defense.
Well, that's true too. Yeah, no.
Every single one of those positions was offense.
All
offense. It was.
Well, they are clearly loading up on offense because I think they figure they can.
If they score 60, they win.
That's a really good point. To be honest with you, if they just outscore teams.
So we're already going into the season thinking our defense is our offense.
I think they think they're going to have some improvement with better coaching, and I think if they can get young guys in, especially load up in the drafts.
Draft is huge. I can't believe the draft is in a week. My God.
I know it's next Thursday. Thursday already.
They've made some.
Whoa! They look at this comment. We need to get Trevor in here to talk about this. Trevor. I mean, I know York is crazy, but goddamn, dude. Trevor says he was held.
York. Okay.
York is one heroin needle away from being Kensington. I mean, seriously. It's one flushable needle away.
Was not aware of that.
I didn't know it was that big.
No,
I really did. I mean, the mean streets of.
But really, the Eagles have hope in the linebacker core, and I don't know. We have to see. I don't know who this guy is from the Saints. You know what I mean? They like him enough, but they do this every year with the linebacker. They got to take a linebacker. I hope they get that corner from Iowa. I don't want to say that out loud. But I really want him.
He'd be a great fit, I think. I would also think that if they can get a pass rusher near the top somewhere, trade up or trade back into the first round.
Choppa.
So you guys aren't concerned about the aging offensive tackle?
I think you got 2 to 3 more years.
So
really worry.
So draft it next year.
I think you don't worry about that this year. I don't think you do.
Okay. I mean, if they know that, like if they've had that conversation though, then they would know that too, and they would be like, okay, we got 1 more year. We'll draft him next year. We'll groom him, whatever.
And that might be something they've already discussed. Yeah.
And you got to think about it like they're like Lane, so-and-so retired, so-and-so retired, so-and-so retired. What's your, plan here? Like, not a definitive plan, but do you have a couple more years? Do you think you have one and done? I'm sure he gave them some kind of stretch thing that makes them comfortable. Now, if they draft a tackle or whatever
then
in that 22 spot, then he's like, that's it. He's got 1 more year probably, in my opinion.
Okay.
So I would agree with that completely.
The draft dictate it.
Or he might have, like Lane might have dictated that, if he says to him, then they go, okay, that's our first round pick and we got to go from there. But I think they think with young guys and a cheaper defense, but absolutely load up on offense, I think they can get the job done because I think they feel like they're going to have adequate coaching finally on the defensive side. And I know you're putting a lot on the coaching there, but I mean, just outscore teams. Hold them under 30.
Yeah.
I just feel like the Eagles did one of the dumbest things they could have did last year by hiring 2 unproven coordinators with the team they had. They really needed to get some guys that know what the fuck they're doing. You take a chance on a team that's not, like you would take a chance like a roster like the Steelers, right? They're close. They're ready. You try some young coordinators out. Not with, the Eagles just went to the Super Bowl and then they hired 2 fucking thumbs to try to run the O and the D. It was a colossal mistake and it backfired. And I really think the Eagles, once they fired Desai, they decided that they had 0 fucking hope. And really what they should have did was just clean the coordinators out at the same time. See you Desai, see you Johnson, and just Band-Aid it to the end of the year and lose to Tampa Bay again in the wild card. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I mean, the more disappointing part for me, because I haven't been on here to talk to you guys about it, although Dave and I have had this conversation, was actually how poorly the offense played near the end of the year too. I mean, the defense we knew was bad at that point. We knew they weren't great from the beginning of the year, although they showed flashes, when they collapsed and literally couldn't get off the field, you expected the offense to still score, and they just called the stupidest plays over and over and over again. It was awful. I mean, it was just a complete meltdown around the team. And I still question why Hassan Reddick's not an Eagle right now. I don't like that move on paper, but if it had something to do with,
I love it,
some stuff that might have been going on behind the scenes.
They couldn't trade him. I mean, they weren't going to be able to sign him. That
much is true. Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. But they had him under contract, though.
Yeah, but you're taking your chance to get that second round pick, and they'll get it. He's got 10 sacks in however many years in a row, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever.
You don't feel like by choosing Josh Huff, they chose Josh Huff over Hassan Reddick.
They took Josh Huff with a pay cut over Reddick. It's not they gave Josh Huff
okay, so they got Josh Huff. They got Josh Huff and a second or a third round, possibly a second round pick for Hassan Reddick, which
it will be a second round pick.
If you look at it that way, it's really not that bad.
Yeah, it should
and
be
also they got Josh Sweat to take a decent pay cut to come back. I mean,
there's people that literally look at that move and are like, okay, that's clearly the Eagles are saying that like we're not a contender. Like, what the fuck? I don't know.
No, it's not. That's not them saying they're not a contender. That's Howie once again gaining assets to add depth and to add future ammo for another potential big move. They could trade that. They could trade that potential pick.
Yes.
Right? Oh, this could be a second rounder.
They could trade it next week. They could trade it next week.
Exactly. They could trade that next week to get back into the first round for somebody they really like. I mean, that pick could end up being extremely valuable.
And let's not act like Reddick.
Go on. I was going to say, you don't usually see that kind of a move in the NFL. That's more of an NBA thing, like trading picks that might not convey. But Howie's broken a lot of rules with his trades in the NFL. So
really
keep breaking them.
I will bet my whole entire salary that pick gets the second. It just unless Reddick gets hurt. Outside of that, it will fucking convey.
I mean, he's playing on the worst field in the NFL.
Well, yeah,
he is.
But the thing is too is let's not act like Reddick didn't disappear down the stretch.
No,
too.
he did. Totally.
Under 7 games.
Totally.
I'm not saying that's an age thing. I just think the whole locker room got lost. But regardless, it's not like he had, 10 sacks in 5 games or some shit. And like, we were like, ugh. Like, I think that trade was perfect. Listen, of course I would rather have Reddick here, but to get Huff, to get Sweat, to get a second round pick, I think, you're grasping for straws to complain about it. Now you can be upset that Reddick's not here and what he brings to the team, but if you're actually like pissed about the trade, I think you're missing the mark of what the Eagles need to do. Well,
I think I agree, but I was originally a little worried, but I get it, and maybe they see something. I don't know. Maybe they see something. Maybe they know something, or maybe they're just taking a gamble because that's kind of what you have to do sometimes. Like. And I mean, if there's anybody who we can go with and trust on gambles in the NFL, it kind of feels like we can kind of trust Howie a little bit, right?
You just can't trust his talent evaluations.
And that's fair. And sometimes he makes some mistakes. And you know what makes me a little nervous is where their pick is in the first round. They make mistakes. Yes.
They don't do well in that early 20s. I'm getting annoyed at people too that are like, oh, we got to draft Trotter at 22. You have a Trotter on your team.
Yeah, I don't really know what Trotter gets you other than a name. That's really all.
That's all it is, and that's all. That's the whole thing we've been talking about. Since we've been talking about the Flyers for the most part, they hold on to these fucking players, and they hold on. So like twofold there. I'm glad that they got rid of Reddick before his value wasn't there, and like. He better.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Kenny.
Yeah.
Better not draft Trotter 22. I'll be right back. I gotta unlock the door.
Okay. Yeah. No. Gordy, like you said, he is right, and Reddick wasn't. I mean, what are the chances that his trade value was going to increase? No, I mean, not very.
They were not. if there was trade value for Reddick, that was the maximum return you were going to get for a guy on that contract in that league with all the salary cap stuff the way that it is, and how he pulled that off. Does it make them like on bare sheer talent? Reddick is a better player right now, this second, while we're doing this podcast, than Huff. I would take Reddick if you're telling me to win this game right now, this second. But are we going to be saying that same thing by the end of the season or next year?
That's a good question. Honest, it's a good question, and mostly it's mostly a good question just because of from my perspective, it's like straight up ignorance, right? Like I don't know. I haven't watched. I've seen way more snaps of Hassan Reddick than I've seen of Josh Huff. I've seen,
yeah. I mean,
we all have. I've seen highlights. I've seen the sacks. I've seen,
I can tell you this. I have 2 coworkers that are enormous Jet fans.
Okay.
When they found out that we got Huff that early in free agency, both of them literally came to my office to almost cry.
They weren't.
They were so upset and pissed off. Not only that the Jets lost him, but that he went to the Eagles. Like the fact that we got him. They were just like, they were beside themselves. So that tells me they really like the guy. Wow. So, and when I tell you that they are knowledgeable fans, legitimately, these are 2 people that watch a lot of football. They are knowledgeable Jets fans. Both of them have been up to multiple fan experiences up there. Well, in a vacuum. I'm saying that as tongue in cheek as I can.
In a group of Jets fans.
In a group of Jets fans, they do stand out as actually having.
No, it's
all
valid.
Right. Canadians won.
All right, 1 down.
2 to go, baby.
A million more dominoes to go. Kenny, Trevor said you mooned the camera.
Yeah, I did it on purpose. Thanks for looking at my bum.
So I was just checking out a little bit of a mock situation, and it blows my mind that Caleb Williams is what's going on with that.
Dude, is that Bears trade true? If they
you mean the one that they declined?
Yeah, the 2 first-round picks. And
I don't know. I don't know if it's true. We'll never know.
A stake in Fanatics.
Which I don't know. I don't know if you would want that right now.
No, I don't get the. I'm derailing you just a second, but I don't get the Caleb Williams hype. The dude stinks. All his numbers, all his Heisman is all because they play in the Pac-12. I
don't get it. I really don't. I'm not. Listen, I watch a lot. I watch a lot of college football. I just don't.
Has there been a quarterback that's come out in college that besides CJ Stroud? And I think he's excelling.
I've come around on CJ Stroud. Originally, I was a naysayer, and I came around pretty quick.
You should have after the 3rd fucking game.
Yeah, I came around pretty quick though.
He
they scored with 3 seconds left.
Really?
Flyers are out.
That's it. They needed them to win in regulation.
Dude, I looked at the app. It said 8 seconds, and it was ticking down.
Are you kidding me? You
swear to God,
dude! Did you just mush the Flyers?
Well, good. It's over. Now this don't matter. Pull them all. Fuck.
Oh
fucking
my
Keith
God.
Primo, your son's a little fucking pussy, baby back bitch. Keith
Holy
Primo,
shit! Oh
man, they get
my
what they
God.
deserve. Hey, you can't lay in dirt. And you can't expect to come up not covered in filth, right?
Wow.
Is the Red Wings hold up?
The Red Wings scored with 4 seconds left.
No, it was actually 3.8 to really just even crucify you more.
Yeah. Wow.
That's incredible, really.
Assist.
And then immediately
Shane Gostisbehere.
Why'd they do that?
Why'd they do what?
Wait, I'm confused.
What are you confused about?
It was a 1-1 game. They pull the goalie, let the Capitals score.
Kenny, what are you confused about?
Well, who does that screw? I know the Flyers are out, but who's that screw? They screwed someone in the process by letting the Capitals win the game. That's what I want to know. Why?
Oh, you mean by like not getting the 1 point?
Yes. Did they fuck the Pens over? Because if they did, I'll kiss that son of a bitch.
They might have because if the Caps win this game, that gives them 91, and
the Pens are at 88.
Oh my
right?
God, dude! They basically are saying, okay, Caps, go win, and then like if Detroit doesn't win, okay. So here's the deal. Detroit can only get to 91. Washington can only get to 91. So if Detroit loses in overtime, they only get 90. And Washington clearly is going to win this game. That gives them 91.
Washington was definitely winning in.
So I mean, that's what they just did. They saw that the Flyers saw that they were out, and they just said, "Okay, Washington, go ahead." Right? Why else would you pull the goalie at 3 minutes left?
My friend's a Pens fan.
So Pens out. Yeah.
I'm fucking floored,
dude. That's a move.
Who does Torch have the biggest axe to grind with?
Woo!
Wow.
I mean, you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't, right? Like like the Caps and Pens, right? We fucking hate them both, but that's crazy sauce.
Wow, dude.
Honestly, like sports recently, especially, have not left me speechless. I'm confused.
Oh my God. They're showing it right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean the Pens won't be able to catch them. The Pens will only be able to get to 90.
Pens are out, and so the Red Wings are out unless they win. No, the Red Wings are out.
No, you said Washington was winning in.
Yeah, Washington's winning in, so it's over.
That's it. It's over.
So they said, "Fuck you, Detroit."
The Flyers just decided like the playoffs.
This is why.
That's electric.
And this is why I get
like,
worried
here you go.
This is why I get worried about gambling, man.
Wow.
Yeah. In this age, that's going to come under scrutiny right there.
It has to, right?
Because where's the integrity of the game?
You find out.
My buddy texted me.
I loved it. I have to do quotes when I say integrity of the game. Sorry.
I've had enough of that bitch Sullivan anyway.
I can't feel bad. I can't feel bad for the Pens fans though, because I mean they've won so much fucking shit,
Oh my God.
That was incredible. I can't believe that just happened.
And to watch it live on the podcast is even more fucking beautiful to me.
I looked over and I saw no goalie. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
Well, that's why. And then you're looking at me like I'm crazy for being confused.
And yeah, and I thought about everything, and I'm like, okay. So they said,
okay, Detroit, you want to fuck us over?
Fuck you.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's a penalty. Can't do that, Coots.
Yeah.
Hand in the sea.
Hand in the sea. Cut the C off your jersey right now, bitch.
Okay, so we got to move into the Sixers. Obviously, do we feel like we tickled the taint on the Eagles enough?
Yeah, we're totally fine on the Eagles. So,
okay, real quick before we move,
I do love
this podcast.
Go right ahead. New host.
No, you go. You're fine.
I was going to say I do love the Devontae extension. I just wanted to say that we didn't actually give reactions to that. I love that extension. I genuinely do. I think it's going to be a bargain in a couple of years compared to what some of these other crap receivers are going to go for.
Again, the Eagles are very good with cap and getting contracts done before they burn them in the ass. I mean, it's just what they do, and it's very good. I mean, who could be upset about that extension? Oh, Dan Sillo. He's upset because it's going to make AJ Brown mad. That's right. That guy's mad.
Maybe not. Who's the receiver that the Cowboys have?
CeeDee Lamb.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
I saw something. There you go. I saw something that said he wanted something like $178 million.
Yeah. No, you're not. That's a true. Well, I don't know how true,
That's
but that's
true?
like a report.
Listen, I hope they do it. I hope they give it to him.
They won't. They don't pay anyone.
They got to pay somebody.
I don't know, man.
As our boy
And now
Skip
the Eagles-
Bayless has pointed out, they are not paying anybody.
Well, they got Eric Hendricks, so they'll be all right.
Trevor, Philly sports team being petty because they can't advance. Yeah, you know what? I love it. I love it. What else are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah, no, it's honestly like the greatest thing that could have happened.
That's like it literally like if you can't beat them, fuck them situation.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is. And this, you just watched Philadelphia lure right there. That's what that is. This goes
Watch
down
they
in history.
score here. You know, if they score here, and then they should just immediately get off the ice.
Just pull all the guys off the ice.
Everyone gets off the ice.
Or go put it in. Have Coots go down the fucking ice and put it in his own net.
Yeah, he should rip his C off, put it on the puck, and shoot it into the net. So my last Eagles thing, and then we should move on. Well, two things. I saw Jason Kelce in the suit today, and it made me sick. And secondly,
why was he in the suit?
He was on a draft on the NFL Network on a draft roundtable.
Oh, they already got him on TV, huh?
Oh yeah, and he's looking skinny.
Dude's a gold mine, dude.
Not frail.
He's not skinny.
But he's looking skinnier.
He ain't skinny.
I'm just saying.
But you know what? Those centers are always the skinniest, you know?
Yeah. But my wish list is the corner out of Iowa.
I can't believe that I'm hearing you say that your wish list
you want somebody from
someone
Iowa.
from fucking Iowa.
Hey, I'm not thrilled about
your most hated state.
Well, there's a lot of
it really might be.
I
don't know.
But what is your actual most hated state? Pretty sure it's Iowa,
Michigan.
Well, that's pretty. Yeah, no, I can see that too. I can see
boys
that.
up.
Yeah, he does hate Michigan. He hates fucking Detroit. He hates Flint. He hates.
I had a Flint, Michigan situation here.
Yeah, you did. You had fucking brown water coming out of your tap.
And then I asked the water company what happened. And like, well, that shouldn't have happened. And I said, well, it happened. So what does that mean for me?
And you should have said, well, what is this? Flint, Michigan? North Penn Water Authority, get your shit together. Anyway, so I'm trying to lounge in this chair and I'm trying to figure out the angle. All right, so let's move on to the Sixers because Kenny, do you have to deal with kid shit? Oh, they're showing it right now. Okay,
well,
so
it's over, isn't it?
So it was empty net. I just wanted to see it though. Oh, okay, no, they didn't show it. So let's bust into this Sixer situation. So obviously, Embiid comes back. They rip off every game. I think they've won every game since he's come back.
Didn't they lose one?
No,
they won 8 straight. I think.
Been back. Yeah, they come into the playoffs at 8 straight wins.
Right. So eight straight, still not good enough to get the 6th seed, which is kind of frustrating.
Because they got screwed by that one game against the Clips. I mean, you can look at a lot of games, right?
And that was the one right before, right, Gordy? That was the one right before?
It was just before. They played one other game, I think, after that, and won that, and then Joel came back, or maybe 2 other games. I'm sorry. They lost the game to Cleveland by 3 right after they lost to the Clips. Those were their last 2 losses, and then they moved on. That game, the referees admitted they made mistakes at the end, and that's what kills you because you cost the guys the game, and it was one they didn't have the ability to cost.
Weakling. This is why men Ferber babies and women do not. This is why. Sorry, Gordy.
Let him cry. Let him cry.
Unless someone fell on top of him,
Kenny, do you know what our rule was? Our rule was at least a minute per age. So
yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so when he was 1, we wait a minute, and then we would go in and soothe him up. 2, wait 2 minutes, soothe him up. And now that he's 4, we wait 10.
Yeah. The actual fucking Ferber method is crazy. When it gets to the 3rd day, you're like, all right, you tell your wife put on some headphones where you can't hear anything, and you just let
We
let the
didn't
big
do.
boy take
Yeah,
care
we
of it.
didn't do it that hardcore, but we definitely let him cry, and it does work because
Dude, it absolutely works. It's a
Yeah.
great method.
it's unbelievable. Like he's literally crying because first of all,
My mom smoked 100 cigarettes while I was in the womb a day, and I'm fine.
100 cigs a
And
day.
I don't remember it.
I don't remember it.
I just remember the years
Gordy,
of
you're
neglect
in the
afterwards.
you're in the healthcare profession. Do you advise that?
I would not advise that. That method.
Wait,
I would
how many
say,
cigarettes?
not advisable.
How many cigarettes is allowed before it's too many cigarettes?
Yeah, I'm not going to go there.
I think the official answer is 1.
Uno mas, bro.
All right, so listen,
That's
the
what New
Sixers,
York wants you to think.
the Sixers are in the play-in. Let's just before we go into any analysis or any fucking, I know Gordy's got some shit prepared. What's the confidence level going into this game, the one game? So, Gordy, I'll start with you. What is your confidence level going into the play-in game against the Heat?
I would say about 80%. I mean, I'm fairly confident. The reason is the Sixers have been the better team all year, especially when Joel's playing. They have been the better team. They are at home. They are coming in on a roll, playing well. Everybody except D'Anthony Melton and Robert Covington will be available for the Sixers. The Heat will be missing Terry Rozier, or Rozier rather. Melton has some type of a back injury that I don't know if this. I'm starting to wonder if it might be an issue for him for the rest of his career.
But
because whatever it is,
games?
He did.
He came back for 2 games and now he's out again. And whatever, and he did that earlier in the year too. He came back. He played 3 games in a row, spot minutes, and then he goes out. And the bad part about not having him with the guard rotation they now have, he is the best defensive stopper you have on the perimeter. And it would be great to be able to send him out there, even if it was just for 15 minutes a game, to stop an opposing point guard or slow somebody down.
They got the greatest. They got the 19th highest paid NBA player in Tobias Harris. They're fine.
That's true.
They don't have to worry about anything.
Listen, let's not sink the podcast by talking about Tobias Harris.
Let's not go Toby just yet. We can delve into Toby a little bit in a bit. There, but my confidence is high in this
Gordy's
game.
high confidence.
Yeah, you always got to worry about playoff Jimmy showing up, but I have good confidence that the Sixers get this done this time. It just feels to me like it might be their year to actually put it together with the right coach this time.
Kenny,
they're actually going to get coached, not like that.
Kenny, how do you feel?
I mean, Gordy's 100% right. They've been the better team, but it's the Sixers in the playoffs. So would it shock me if they lost this one and then they got to be the 8th seed? That wouldn't shock me at all. You know what I mean?
So like lose to the Heat and then beat like the Hawks or something?
Yeah, or the Bulls. I mean, listen, they're in. First off, let me just say this. Why do we have this play-in tournament? If you're gonna have the play-in tournament, then
I don't know.
The season
Gordy,
down by 20
do you know why they started this?
It's TV revenue.
Okay, but why isn't 8 enough? Like half the teams already make the playoffs. Like why do we need a play-in tournament?
They had a number of years where in both conferences you had teams that were tied with the same record, things like that.
A double, triple tiebreaker situation.
Stuff like that. Yeah, you had that happen a couple of times. And in the NBA, sometimes there's an odd thing where a team will not play somebody an even number of times. Like you play the opposite conference, 2 games, and then you play your conference. You're supposed to play everybody 4, but the way it works out, you don't. The Sixers this year only played the Pacers 3 times.
I feel like there should almost be like a rule about how far out they are, because like the Sixers and the Heat are basically like 8 to 10 games better than the Bulls and the Hawks.
It's fucking ridiculous that we have to have a play-in tournament with the fucking Bulls and the Hawks to make people feel better about their fucking franchise.
Right. Like, honestly, it kind of hurts. It almost kind of hurts the Sixers and Heat, really.
100%.
In this scenario,
in
obviously
this
they're not
scenario
all
it
the same.
does, because they have to play an additional game, maybe two. One of those either the Sixers or Heat are going to have to play 2 additional games.
Exactly.
One of them, but that's what you get for being a 7th or 8th seed at this point, right? The benefit is the other playoff teams 6 and up do get it's either 5 or 6 days rest.
Right.
Yeah, before the actual start of the playoffs. And it fills the dead area.
Honestly,
in between.
If you think about it, dude, now I don't really love this format that much, but if you think about it, baseball could emulate something like this, where they do something like this, and instead of the 1 seed waiting like 10 days to play baseball again, they sit out for a play-in tournament type style situation, like a 1 game or even a best of 3. Even that's better. And then you go into the first round, and then here we go.
I like that.
Don't do the bye week
that
situation. Don't do the bye series. Do the 1 seed gets the lowest that makes it in after the little play-in tournament. I wouldn't be surprised if the MLB looks at something like that. It's a little more difficult because they have, what do they have? I guess they have 3 division winners, and then they have 2 wild cards right now.
Right.
So they'd have to probably add a wild card, which
then, I mean, how do you do that? Do you add a wild card in each division, or do you just have 3 random wild cards and the best 3 other teams get it?
I think that's how it would. Yeah. That's how I would do it.
Yeah.
And then the bottom 2 play. The bottom 2, like, you know what I mean? Like, you figure it out. You
got to do a series. In baseball, you would have to do it as a series because everything's a series.
Yeah, 1 game is wild, right?
Wait. I can't see you. Get over here. Say hello to the people.
Chrissy!
There you are.
Let's go. Yo, you got that. Yeah. You got that chest, like the chest wiggle down to a science. I saw that shit.
This is the GOAT right here.
That was good technique right there.
Thank you. I've practiced it many times.
Yeah, it was good technique.
So what are we talking about?
Sixers.
Oh.
That's not your forte. How about your favorite moment from the Phillies game on Sunday?
Yeah, so you guys, hold on. So you guys took Kip to his first game on Sunday, yeah?
That's cool. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, he was he just the simplest kid ever.
It's the best.
What's his problem?
So my favorite moment was getting a chicken cheesesteak.
Can you touch my wife?
That's about it. But I gotta go rock the child.
Rock the baby.
Love you. Have fun.
Thank you.
Bye, Chrissy.
See ya.
I hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go, girl. Dunk it down, dunk it down.
So yeah, no. So I would be. I'll put it this way. All right, let's talk about this, because let's do like worst case scenario, right?
LL.
Right.
Yeah.
So worst case scenario is LL out, right?
LL out is we hang ourselves, right?
Right. Let's just talk about it. What happens if they LL out?
You got to clean house, right?
Everyone is gone except Maxey and Joel.
You think Nurse? I don't think Nurse.
No.
Oh, no. They would keep Nick Nurse.
You just mean every player.
Yeah, every player is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Wholesale. So is that a rebuild or a retool? Just so we're clear.
Well, as long as you have
a rebuild in Philadelphia.
No, and no, there is no such thing. And as long as
we don't rebuild in Philadelphia, we only retool.
As long as you have 2 cornerstones, I think it's probably a retool.
So Gordy, we kind of talked about that, right? Like the 2 instead of 3. I mean, I kind of feel like feels like the league's moving more toward a 2 instead of 3 superstar situation, because first of all, there's not that many available, and second of all, it's almost easier to run when you have 2 mouths to feed instead of 3.
Well, for basketball balance, in all honesty, it's a better thing to have 2 guys monopolize the ball than 3. That third component really became a bigger thing back with the triangle offense with the Bulls, and that third star and that could be a role player that kind of steps up into star status, or it could be a guy who's a former star that kind of comes to a team and takes a little bit of a lesser role. People underestimate how good Ron Harper was with those Bulls teams way back when.
Ron Harper is like one of the
Everything.
most forgotten dudes on that team.
He did everything for the Clippers for years. He was their guy. And then he came to the Bulls, and he's just a bit player, but he did it so well. People forget he was the actual third part of that triangle for a long time. A lot of people look at Rodman or they look at Horace Grant. While Ron Harper was there, he was the third guy in that triangle.
Yeah, Horace Grant. I think Horace Grant gets the most props in there. And then Rodman, obviously, I mean, what I think of Rodman, I just remember his elite rebounding was just ridiculous.
His elite rebounding and elite agitation. Yeah,
and agitation. Penguins
eliminated. By the way, I just got an email from a retired coworker. He said, "I also would have pulled the goalie."
So, now that the Legos all fell down, you know what I mean? You can, as I like to say, now that the North and South Tower are down, it makes sense. You know what I mean? We can figure out exactly what would needed to happen there. You fuck over the Pens, you fuck over Detroit after Detroit fucked you over and Primo's kid. I'll take it. Every time.
Stop rewinding. We're talking about the Sixers.
I don't give a fuck.
All right, so Gordy, my confidence is super high. I think that they're gonna murder the Heat. I think that
Hero playing.
It would be great if they did. Hero is playing. Duncan Robinson's playing. The two guys that are out that are in their rotation and generally get heavy minutes. Terry Rozier has a neck injury. And that might cost them. He might be out for a longer period of time. And Josh Richardson is out on the wing.
Josh Richardson's still in the league?
He is. Duncan Robinson is probable. Tyler Hero and Kevin Love are both playing.
Kevin Love's on that team?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Love's on that team. He's draining threes on us all the time.
Yeah, I know.
And he rebounds the shit out of them. The Sixers will probably lose the rebounding margin in this game, but they can't get crushed on the boards. They have to have a great shooting night.
That's a big factor.
They got to keep it close on the boards.
That's a big factor, because if they do lose the rebounding like to that extent, then I would change my tune. If that
would also mean they're not shooting well.
If they're around if they're around even on rebounds, I think they win this game by 10.
I could see that. The Sixers are the better team, like top to bottom. They are not a 7 seed. As soon as Joel stepped back on that court, that team is a top 2 team in the East, not top 3. They're better than Milwaukee.
Especially now because Giannis is hurt.
Well, and also, I mean, they won 46 games with Joel playing half the season, right?
They won 46 games with a haphazard fucking roster. Think about what they had. Think about
it wasn't just Joel being out. That's the other part of the equation people don't talk about.
Yeah.
We talked about that previously too. I mean, at times they missed Maxey, they missed Tobias, they
missed Gordy, do you know about the Zion injury?
Ooh, I didn't see it. No.
Yeah, so, he got off.
Trevor sent it in a comment. He said Zion is hurt too. So I don't know.
He stormed off the court in anger.
Okay, so he probably felt something.
Well, the Lakers are up 4 rather with 50 seconds to go. It looks like so the Lakers will end up advancing into the playoffs.
Did you see
Pelicans?
Gordy, did you see that free throw? That free throw graph, like the stats, talking about
just with the Lakers themselves.
Yeah,
dude. People want to say Joel is a quote unquote foul merchant, which I don't know what the hell that is. First of all, the guy gets hit more than any other player in the league. He just does. But the Lakers as a team shoot more foul shots than some entire teams do.
Yeah.
Like, it's an enormous disparity. It's ridiculous. And to tell you how bad NBA officiating is, a couple of games ago, I want to say maybe this time last week, the Bucks and the Celtics played a game that actually mattered. You know how many free throws were shot in that game?
Oh, I remember seeing that. There was like nothing going on.
2.
Yeah.
That's not properly officiated.
That's impossible. That's impossible.
No, it's impossible. I don't care about either team. And I know they both like to chuck threes. There's no way that there were only 2 free throws shot in that game.
You can almost call a foul on every layup.
The Celtics won the game and did not shoot a free throw. I think that was an NBA record. I don't think that's ever happened before. And the only person that did was Giannis, who only took 2, and he usually takes about 10 a game.
So like, all right, let's say they beat the Heat. That means they have a couple days off, and they'll play on Saturday against the Knicks.
Yes.
The Knicks don't want that.
The Knicks don't want the Knicks don't want the Sixers.
No, absolutely
Nobody. No, and even
I don't.
how about
I don't know
this?
if anybody wants the Sixers, but
not in the first round. They don't.
The Celtics,
even Boston doesn't want them in the first round.
I think of all the teams.
Well, that goes 7. That goes 6 or 7 games, makes the Celtics tired, and then they got to fucking push through a playoff run. Then
exactly, because even if the Sixers do lose to the Celtics in the first round, they're not going to roll over. They're not going to get swept out. You know what I mean? Like,
no, that would be a tough series, and Boston doesn't want that early. I mean, look at what happened last year. They got through us, and then they lost to the Heat.
Yeah. Yep.
They didn't have anything left for the Heat,
which is crazy. That they shouldn't have lost that series. But well, they should not have. The way they played, they should have lost. But they should.
They have their own history of choking in the playoffs. Boston's not unbeatable, but this is a very good Boston team. They are the best team in the NBA at this point. They really are.
They didn't lose 20 games.
I know.
That's incredible.
It's ridiculous. And I take it back. The Sixers actually won 47 games with Joel sitting out all that time, 47-35. With him missing all that time, they were only 3 games out of the number 2 seed.
Crazy.
1 through 7 are 2 through 7 are separated by 3 games.
Yeah, and then 8 and 9 or 9 and 10 are like fucking.
Well, 9 and 10 are way down. The Heat were 46-36. They were 1 game back, so they were 4 games out. I mean, all of those teams are good teams. They're all really good teams, but some are more flawed than others. I love the Sixers playing the Knicks in round 2, or round 1, I should say, technically, right? Round 1.
Round 1.
And then they would move on to play. It's tough because they don't reseed, so which they probably should.
I know, it's so stupid. This is like one of my biggest gripes about the NBA playoffs.
So 2 versus 7. So once they take care of the Knicks, because I would think that they would take care of the Knicks.
So like, all right, let's play it out, right? So I think they win. I think they win tomorrow night. Okay, if they win tomorrow night, they play the Knicks. I think they take the Knicks down in 6.
I would say 5 or 6. Yeah, probably 6, honestly, because the Knicks will have home court advantage.
They have home court.
Every team will have home court against the Sixers.
Yeah, they can't possibly get home court, right?
Well, they can if the Heat beat everybody.
Yeah, if the Heat beat Boston, because they don't reseed, they wouldn't see the Heat till the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right, and they would have home court advantage then in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Heat.
So what's that put that at? Like a negative 3%?
Very, very low. But yeah, I mean, I see them on a collision course with Boston.
I think so too. I think they take care of the Knicks. I think they then now here's the thing. You're going to have to take care of the Bucks most likely. Although the Pacers play the Bucks very well, I think you're going to have to take care of the Bucks in round 2,
which is not now you're talking about mounting, like, no matter what, right? Like Knicks are tough, Bucks really tough, and then you got to go boom, you got to go through them, it's like it's no joke. It's the war of attrition, and I just think, I don't know, I was talking to Kenny about this a little bit, and you, Gordy, when I saw you. I just feel like this team with Nick Nurse, like, it's kind of like almost like a soft reset button. Like, it's not a new team. It's not a completely new team. I know that, but it's a different enough where I give them like a chance.
I think you have to give them a
chance.
I agree.
It doesn't feel the same to me. Like when I watch them close out games and when I watch them run plays at the end of games, it's not the same as it used to be, man. It's just not,
because they don't have a defensive wizard Or, I mean, I'm sorry. They don't. They have a guy that can fucking coach the D.
Right.
They don't have an offensive wizard in Glenn.
Yeah,
And Glenn
offensive wizard.
Glenn is the dumbest fucking guy in the NBA. It's unbelievable that a guy like that gets a fucking job every time he breathes because he won one championship in 08 with the first super team ever. Like, that's what we're hanging our hat on. He is fucking terrible. He stinks.
And I was blind to it. I wanted to be blind to it.
Not this fucking cock. This cock knew.
Look at the cuck sitting in his cuck chair.
we both wanted to be blind to Doc's Glenn's blind spots.
I'll tell you what, Kenny.
But you called that shit, Kenny.
Kenny
You did.
was on that early. So was Jason, and so was Jake too.
It might have been the only thing that Howard Eskins ever said correctly on the air. He was right about Glenn.
The other thing too is that who's the guy? House is that or Isaiah Joe? How that guy didn't sniff minutes for us, and then he goes to OKC and he's like the greatest six man to ever play the fucking sport.
I think he was at one point this year. He was leading the league in 3-point percentage, and I think maybe total makes. Like he's a damn good player. Couldn't get off Friend's bench. No, we couldn't find a spot for him.
Yeah, fucking. This is why I hate people.
That's why, and unfortunately, that's where Morey made a mistake because he didn't step in and say, "Wait a minute, this kid can play.
Use him,
even if you're not going to give him burn. I'm not trading him."
Yeah, and what they get for him? Do you even know?
I don't remember. It
Obviously, nothing impactful enough.
No,
enough.
It wasn't a whole lot. Now he went to OKC, had an outstanding half of the year, and I believe they gave him a solid little extension. So good for Isaiah Joe. I don't know if the Sixers would have been able to do that because they're playing the whole time. At the end of this year, they pretty much have everybody coming off the books, or they could. Like they could theoretically let everybody come off the books, and then they have an opportunity to decide what they want to do with something along the lines of $68 million in free agent cap.
PG.
Woo.
Paul George, or do they flip assets and snag Donovan Mitchell?
LeBron James.
Or LeBron James.
Well, we know how you get LeBron James.
Listen, if it
the
gets
rumor.
Listen, if it gets you LeBron James, do you do it?
On the second round pick, I'd draft the kid.
I'd do too.
If I know LeBron's going to come here. I don't actually think LeBron will, because I think his family is so embedded in Los Angeles at this time, and they love it out there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But just from But then again, from a basketball perspective, he should want to come here.
His whole entire thing has been he wants to play with Bronny. So if the Sixers take Bronny, he's going to sign here. His family can stay in LA. It's the final. It's the farewell. He's got 2 years left, if that.
So So Kenny, you really think that LeBron will follow Bronny no matter what?
And that's $55 million a year at least for him.
Absolutely.
That's all of your cap space.
I know.
And a whole bunch of minimum contracts.
Move, but
no. But it is though.
He'll definitely fucking go wherever he gets drafted. But he also said today or yesterday that if they don't like the prospects of where he might land, that they're gonna pull him back out and he'll transfer.
I saw that.
So
we got to talk about something else. Gordy's eating spicy pickle chips.
I love spicy pickle chips.
I need to know about these spicy pickle chips.
I mean, they taste like spicy pickles, bro.
Kenny, have you had the spicy pickle?
No, I only mess with the ketchup whenever they come back like that because I love the ketchup.
Have you had the mustard though?
Ketchup is back. The mustard is fantastic. I like the mustard, dude.
No, the mustard is better than the ketchup. I mean, they're both really good. Don't get me wrong here, but the mustard's better if I had to pick.
No fucking way.
If I'm looking at a fucking, store display in the cardboard boxes of the Hers chips, and I see mustard and ketchup next to each other, I'm picking mustard.
No way. Ketchup 10 times out of 10, 20 times out of 20, 105 out of 105. Ketchup.
2-1.
So actual condiment. I am probably more of a ketchup guy than mustard guy. Like for real deal condiment on your burger. Not on the hot dog. It's got to be mustard on a hot dog. Has to be.
Kenny, wait, Gordy, have you had
Burger,
Mike,
ketchup.
have you had Mike's Amazing Mayo?
No, I have not.
It's really good. It's better than Hellman's.
Kenny made a big statement, and he said that Mike's Amazing Mayo is better than Hellman's. Now listen,
that's a huge statement, dude.
That's a big statement. I've had Mike's Amazing Mustard, and I also have noticed that Mike's Amazing Mustard is now on display at Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, everything. They don't make ketchup.
Okay,
but
that's fine.
Everything else
shouldn't
moved
because
to...
Heinz is the ketchup. So
yeah, I mean, if anyone tells you they like Hunt's or what's
Hunt's.
that one Rojos or what is it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do, and it's just stop because no.
It's Heinz or nothing.
Yo, and if you can't tell the difference, you don't eat enough.
You're a liar.
Yeah.
You're a fucking fraud.
Food. Hunt's is horrendous.
Hunt's is for cunts.
Yeah.
I might get shirts made.
Product.
Red shirts that just say Hunt's is for cunts.
I mean, it's not a bad shirt, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. I'd wear it.
It would sell. Can go up in the pod merch line.
Yeah, we need to get a podcast merchandise line.
I got a maker.
So do I. Brianna knows how to do shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shit, that would cost us nothing but her time.
And she may charge us for her time.
That's
As she should.
Actually, you know what though? She could do it on demand though, because we wouldn't need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like we're not going to be selling a fucking 10,000
exactly.
t-shirts.
So we'd be like, "Oh, we have an order. Can you make one?"
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, seriously, we might need to explore this pod merch situation.
Mike's Amazing Real Mayo.
Yeah,
I must have glossed right over this. I've never even seen this stuff, dude. I gotta give it a shot then.
I put it on my cheesesteak, which is a faux pas. I don't do that.
We'll have to find it at the local ShopRite.
So Dave and I had an interesting cheesesteak deal.
No, they have ShopRites are big in New Jersey. That's why I said that.
ShopRites, ShopRites my thing. Wegmans and ShopRites and Acme, not Acme. Acme.
Acme.
Yeah. We got Giant over here.
We don't even go. We go fucking Aldi.
Probably one or two, but
Club.
I go to local John.
Aldi's is the goat.
I got Aldi nearby. They got good cheddar popcorn.
They got good everything. I've not had there are a few bad. Like you're not buying condiments.
No.
But I buy like jalapenos, pickles.
I swear you were going to stop that sentence at condom.
We don't use them.
Not buying condoms at Aldi's.
I don't use them.
Oh shit. All right, listen. So we're running long. So what? So Sixers. What's the overall vibe right now? What's a successful season?
Successful season for me is get to the Eastern Conference Finals and really give Boston 6 or 7 tough games. Hopefully 7. And if they can get somehow they can get through. Let's say Boston's the team that actually gets injured.
Get the fuck out of here.
Sauerkraut. Come
Trevor,
on, dude.
Trevor, if you put sauerkraut and ketchup on hot dogs, you are literally a fucking
dude. You can't.
You're literally Hannibal Lecter.
Tell me you're from York. Tell me you're from York without telling me you're from York.
I hope you don't put both on at the same fucking time.
That can't be a 2-time thing, dude. That don't go, bro.
Spicy mustard and raw onions.
Oh yes, that is the good combo right there.
Spicy mustard and raw onions is
I want to just eat hot dogs right now.
The little chopped up hair onions.
I'm going to the game on fucking Sunday. I'm getting fucking some dogs.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, Gordy. You're trying to talk.
No, you're good, dude. I mean, listen, when you throw sauerkraut and ketchup out there at the same time, that needs to be talked about. That's unreal.
Trevor's coming with fire right now. Look at
this. Can you make me a hot dog? Jesus. So if they can get to listen, what if Boston's the team that gets hurt this year instead of the Sixers for a change?
Yeah.
What if they get to game 5, 6, 7 and Boston's missing somebody and Philly's actually healthy?
Yeah. What if Al Horford's face is broken?
I mean, some other fluky weird shit happens to Joel again. And I'm tired of the people that talk about his playoff experiences and numbers without taking into the fact that he's played so many times so hurt. That irritates me, but that's a whole nother argument for another day. But if they can get to the Eastern Conference Finals, I would say it's successful, to be quite honest with you.
Eastern Conference Finals berth.
Yeah.
Just for the record,
Hopefully more.
Trevor did say not both at the same time.
Not both at the same time,
so
yeah.
we're
Thank you, Trev. I don't know you, buddy, but
it's one or the other.
You're all right, dude. You're all right.
Yeah, you're safe. You're safe. All right, Kenny, what's a successful season for you as far as as far as the Sixers are concerned?
I'm fighting with people. You gotta give me a second.
So are you fighting with your Pens friends?
No, I'm fighting with this idiot that's trying to tell me. You ready for this?
Yeah, I can't wait.
I said Detroit went into overtime before they pulled the goalie, which means the Flyers were eliminated. So then they pulled the goalie to fuck over Detroit and the Pens. It's that simple, right? Correct. And he says, no, they literally didn't. It literally happened within 10 seconds of each other. There's no way that information was relayed to Torts that quick. It was always the game plan. This was
they literally have iPads behind the fucking bench with live video feeds on them.
Live feeds.
Come on, dude, stop it.
They knew exactly what was happening.
Is this
exactly
on the are you on the Twitter? Are you on the
which you should probably take this away from me before I get fucking out of control.
No, I'm not jumping in on this. No, you handle it. Fuck that. Tell them to come on the podcast and we'll just argue here. For me, all right, so I'll wait.
What about you? What's a successful season for you while Kenny's finger fighting?
To be honest, this is gonna sound fucked up, but to me, honestly, I want to say Eastern Conference Finals berth. And I think that is what it is. Like, I just kind of talked myself into it right there. Because I was going to say, depending on, like, if they had to play Boston in the second round, and they take Boston 6 or 7, probably 7, and lose.
You might have to jump in here.
It's kind of it's kind of hard to hold that against Nick Nurse, if that makes sense.
Whatever happens in the playoffs this year is not on Nick Nurse.
Right? Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too.
Nick Nurse has 100% a pass here. None of this is his fault.
Right.
They need to get out of the second round. Absolutely must get through the second round, in my opinion.
And it sets up for them to do it, assuming they take care of Miami.
Yeah,
tomorrow night.
No, definitely, but they cannot lose the second round again. They can't. I mean, you already have the fan base. I wouldn't say 50% or like what the fuck, but you could put that number at 40%. I mean, there's a good amount of the fan base that just does not believe in the Sixers, and rightfully so. They haven't done anything to prove you otherwise. You know what I mean?
You're right. No, that's completely valid. Completely valid. And they've lost some series as favorites. I mean, you can always go back to the Hawks series, dude. And that's the one.
That's when you realize Ben Simmons was a puss.
Yeah, that's when you can't plan a franchise around a cornerstone literally having a mental collapse. I mean, and that's what happened. They were lucky to get rid of him and get anything for him at all, even though Harden was only here for a year and a half and didn't end the way we would have wanted. They were actually lucky to get that for him when you look at it. I mean, look at what Ben is now.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Both of those moves are kind of genius, honestly, looking back on it. I don't know how you can objectively look at Daryl Morey and hate him for what he's done here.
Right. Well, there's a lot of people that do because they deal with him in the media.
Fuck over Harden.
Who cares? Come, are you serious?
I mean, I'm not. We don't know. Will we ever know?
That's why I don't care.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't want Harden here anymore. He made it clear.
I don't care.
Right. Harden I can't say he quit, but he effectively. Here's what happened with Harden. You remember the one game he had in the playoffs? Joel didn't play, and he lit it up.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Right.
Yeah. Game one,
right, against Boston.
He looked like a fucking legend out there.
I think he wanted to make a point after that and say, "Look, don't run the offense through him. Run it through me."
I could agree with that.
Because after Joel got back, they didn't click the same way. There was a little something there. And the fact that he left and him and JoJo haven't even spoken is kind of weird to me.
But do we all fucking understand that the way that we've seen things with Nick Nurse, that James Harden was absolutely insane to say that?
Well, but no one knew that, right?
Joel Embiid is the MVP of the NBA.
No. I'm saying as a standpoint of, you didn't know what you were going to. Let me rephrase this.
If you're the head coach of the Sixers, how do you not know what you have in Joel Embiid versus James Harden as far as running the offense?
Even Glenn knew that.
That's negligence.
Even Glenn.
No,
knew that.
I'm saying that they did Harden didn't know. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. I misunderstood what you were saying. Now I got you. Nurse was always gonna filter through Embiid before Harden, regardless, and that's why Harden cried.
No question.
Actually, it didn't matter who the coach was. The coach could have been, a fucking homeless man.
They're like, dude, you're psycho.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Like you're psycho. Embiid's the guy. Like you're not Rockets James Harden right now.
Well, and that's the thing. I think there's a part of him that still thinks he is.
Well, he is one
for
every 10 games.
Right.
So 10% of the time you get Rockets James Harden. That's not good enough for me.
Here's a basketball question for you guys. Is out of left field. What do you think happens with the Clips out west?
That's a good question because they're all fucked up. They're all
they're a little hurt, but they are loaded with talent. It's just old talent.
I know, but they're like
potentially one guy that's going to be here next year. Potentially.
Yeah.
Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George.
Could be our guy next year.
I mean, sorry. So they're locked in the 4 seed.
4 seed. They play the Mavs.
They're going to play the Mavs. That's not a good matchup. That's not.
Mavs.
That's a lot of offense.
I wouldn't want to play the Mavs.
The Mavs are dangerous.
And the Mavs made a couple moves at the trade deadline to get a couple of defensive guys in that really helped them with their rebounding and solidify their defense. They're not a complete black hole on defense anymore. They can actually slow some teams down.
And they can score, man. Luka and Kyrie. Holy shit.
Them coming at you downhill is not something most teams want to play.
And they seem to have Kyrie locked in, man. They really do.
He seems to be actually happy.
And that might be a big part of it. Like maybe that was a big part of his shit up in New York. Like
I do think.
Would you want to play for the fucking Nets? I mean, they're probably the most dysfunctional franchise in the league, and the Pistons exist.
Well, obviously, look at what happened in Brooklyn. My God,
Brooklyn had hopes of winning 7 championships in a row.
I mean,
with the roster they had on paper, you would think, yeah.
Dave, I need you to do me a favor when this is over.
It's Oklahoma City, right in the West. I mean, like we're all being clear here.
OKC is number one.
No, I know, but like, that's what we're going. I mean, that's what I'm going with.
No, I actually think it'll end up being Phoenix or Denver coming out.
Wow, you going Phoenix?
Phoenix out of the 7th. Phoenix out of the 7th spot. Well, Phoenix is going to get Minnesota round 1.
Minnesota's overrated. They're the fucking same fucking piece of shit with fucking COVID starter Rudy Gobert.
They're too young. They're too immature. They're too young. I love Anthony Edwards. I think that dude is going to be an all-star from now until the time he retires. But I think they are soft. I just do. I don't care if they rebound and Rudy Gobert tries to talk shit. They're soft. I think the Suns get through them. And then I think it ends up being either Denver, who's going to play the Lakers in round 1, it looks like.
It's going to be San Antonio Spurs Lakers conference finals. Bring it back to 2008.
I mean, give it a couple years.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing we know it won't be this year.
that one won't happen this year.
Kenny, what were you going to say? What did you need me to do?
I need you to find the live times of the goals between them. I need it. I can't do it. I need to know what time Eastern Standard Time Detroit scored and what time the Flyers let the Caps score.
Does anybody even keep track of that?
Yeah, I mean, if there's a guy that can find it, it's you.
Yeah, that's actually pretty fair. I do. I'm pretty good at digging on
numbers. That is your numbers thing, dude.
I'm pretty good at it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I mean, that's it. In a nutshell, the Sixers have some possibility in front of them. And, is it great that they're in the play-in? No, it's not. But, it's not all bad. It's really not all bad.
the NBA kind of got distant once the 3-point shooters took over the league.
Well,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So did you see that Instagram? I mean, I saw it on Instagram flying around, but I think Gordy, you may have sent it to me.
I sent that to you. Yeah.
Yeah, the
shot chart.
evolution. Yeah, the evolution of the NBA shot chart, the heat map in the NBA since like 2001 or something. I don't know. It was like the last 20 years, like the evolution, and
Lakers
won.
won.
Like I believe
so. Yeah.
All of the shots are out. Like I mean, the overwhelming majority of the shots are from outside the arc.
Yeah, let me see if I can scroll up here and find it.
And
because I know I sent it to you.
Is that really surprising? No.
Yeah. The game has changed. 2003-2004 season, you'll see shots.
Can you send it to me?
All over.
Yeah.
And then, I got you. But I'll put it right there.
Look at the heat map. Look at that.
Look at the one on what is my right.
On our right when you're looking at the computer.
The 15-foot jumpers and then the more modern.
So how many shots is this calculated though? Like, because there are people that shoot those 15-foot jumpers, right?
There are some.
So like, what is the?
So this is actually the top 300 shot locations in the NBA, 2004 versus 2004. This is just 300. Where shots are taken from the most. This is just 300. Where players take the most shots. And these are 300 data points.
Yeah, you know what happens is they miss the mailman, baby. They miss Karl Malone on those 15 dunks. Or,
nobody out there shooting mid ranges. I mean, honestly, Embiid's got a pretty smooth mid range shot.
He's probably the best mid range player in the league. Him and DeMar DeRozan, who's wallowing away in Chicago.
Yep.
Chris Middleton's still really good too when he's healthy. But nobody uses a 15-foot extended jump shot anymore. Because
Dave, known finder of things.
It's true.
If you should raise a son to just shoot 15-footers. Get him right in the NBA that way. Be like, this kid doesn't miss on 15-footers.
Son, come here. Daddy, do you want to practice free throws? No, fuck free throws. We're gonna shoot from 15 feet.
Well, no, you can't. You gotta hit
free throws about 15 feet.
No, so. I know, but we're not gonna stand at the free throw line. We're gonna go to the side a little bit. We're gonna work.
Remember, all around the world.
Elbows.
We're just gonna play all around the world. You hit all those around the world shots, you're good.
Yeah, hit all the around the world shots. You're good. How crazy is it that the 15-footer is extinct?
Yeah, and this is like the top comment.
Thanks a lot, Steph Curry.
The top comment on that post is
thanks a lot, TikTok.
Seriously, TikTok. I don't mind the rise of 3-pointers. I like it, but the mid-range game is the most beautiful art in basketball. And you know what?
True.
That's the truth. The fact watching somebody come off a screen, catch and shoot a little 15-footer, and it's just money.
And fucking splash that shit. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And they're backbreakers.
Wrong adjective.
No, splash it.
You can't say splash because the Splash Brothers made the threes famous. We're literally arguing against it.
Yeah, but I can say splash.
That's a good counterpoint. That's a good counterpoint there.
Thank you. I'm here all day.
Tickle the twine.
Rip the twine.
Tickle my taint. I mean,
no, rip the twine is more of a hockey thing.
Ripping the twine's hockey.
I'll bring the peanut butter. You bring the jam.
Let's get some jam.
Oh my god!
All right, end this.
All right, listen.
Before we end it, is anybody going to talk about the uniforms on the pod, or we're not?
What uniform?
We can talk about them.
The Phillies.
We can talk about them.
I like them.
I miss the red. I miss the red.
I miss the red too. I miss the red too, but I do like them, and I know I'm.
No, I like the Connects, but I would have gotten rid of the creams.
Same.
I probably would have gotten rid of the creams too.
The baby blues are sick. I like those.
The baby blues are dope.
You can't get rid of them. You want to add the City Connect? You leave the red. You leave the red the way they were.
Honestly, could you go? I mean, I don't even know what the rules are with the NBA or MLB, but could you go like dump the gray and just use the red as your road uni?
Why not? It's a solid color.
It's a solid. You probably could. They probably could have dumped the gray.
Yeah, but I feel like you're gonna piss. A lot of people are gonna get. People love the grays.
Yeah,
listen, I actually like the gray. I'm just saying, like, I like the red too, and so like if I had to like, I know they're not going to give up the creams because it doesn't fit the mold, right? The red was the getaway jersey, so I'm thinking like, okay, they only wear them on the road anyway. So if they
it was Thursdays are powder, Sundays are cream, day games,
all day games are cream,
and then
all day games are cream. Oh,
I thought it was just. It
I
used
thought
to
it was
only
just.
be
I
Sunday.
thought it was just Sundays too. Maybe that was when they first came in.
It was when they first came out in like 2008, 2009. It was
correct.
Yeah,
but when they have the
makes
business person special, they will wear the cream.
Oh, well, they don't.
I'll
really
be
do
there
those anymore, really.
And
they still have a bunch of them scheduled this year.
They do have a few, and they will wear the City Connects every Friday.
Every Friday. I mean, I still don't get why you can't have
games.
The Reds and the City. It doesn't make sense to me. Like,
you're only allowed X amount of jerseys.
I also agree with this.
But who put that
it's a dumb rule.
in?
It's a dumb rule.
Well, they already can't keep up product and demand. They can't even get fucking.
That's also a piss poor fucking reason.
I'm just saying it's part of the reasoning.
The MLB should just own the company that makes the uniforms. Then,
first off, nothing was better than Majestic.
Majestic,
I'll tell you what.
Majestic is.
I agree.
Chrissy found me a pair of Majestic sweatshorts that are Phillies. Right?
That's fantastic.
They're the greatest pair of shorts I own. They're comfortable. Majestic was the GOAT, is the GOAT. And that fucking Rubin dude, that dude can suck my nuts. Is it Mike Rubin or Matt Rubin? What's his name?
Michael Rubin.
Michael
you
Rubin.
You hate him for different reasons.
No, I hate him because he has taken quality and made it quantity. How about that?
That's unfortunately true. And I don't think Fanatics was always that way.
No, they weren't.
It didn't used to be. It didn't used to be.
Bro, I bought a Thibault jersey the first year, and I didn't get it. It's Thibault, whatever. Fine.
I mean,
I'm missing two L's. I'm missing two L's and E, and the two peeled off.
That's awful.
How old is that? That jersey's not that old.
How many people bought a Thibault jersey?
You're the only one on this podcast.
Was it cool at least? Was it like the red one?
No, it was the blue one. But I think what happened was I bought an Embiid jersey, and then it led me to a coupon for like buy one get 150.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, but anyway,
that was probably the cheapest one on the site.
Yeah,
but
yeah, the one that peels off with one use.
I have a gray. Embiid.
I got a great Bobby Boucher and a great oh shoot. Not any given Sunday. Dude, get your jerseys from China.
DH Gate.
Go Amazon. Get them from China. They're great. They're sewn on. They're stitched. They're real. It's unreal.
Have you been bullied by Jason McLaughlin yet for having a fake jersey? Because once that happens to you, you'll never own another Chinese jersey again.
So I don't buy fake jerseys for like real people. I buy fake jerseys for movie people. So there's no official Bobby Boucher Mud Dogs.
When you said Bobby Boucher,
that makes more sense.
Are you talking about legit like literally Bobby Boucher?
Oh yeah. No.
When the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl?
When the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl. Kenny, why are you so out on Ashlyn?
On who?
Ashlyn.
Who's Ashlyn?
Flyers chick.
Oh, she does not. She don't even tickle my fucking anything. I'm out. I'm out. 100%.
I don't get it.
She does nothing for me. Nothing.
I mean, I don't get it. It's not that bad. Not that bad. I mean, come on.
They had one of the hottest chicks of all time before that Andrea Heltrich or whatever chick. The one before her. What was her name? The blonde.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
She was a goat. And then they had that chick, and now I get stuck with this thing. And then they had Taryn. Ow.
Yeah, she was
Taryn's incredible.
She was a goat.
I'm into Taryn. That's for sure.
All right. Listen. Real talk.
Teen pregnancy is still an issue in America.
What are we doing for the draft?
I mean,
It's a week away.
I
It is
know.
a
We're
week
gonna have to put our heads together. What time does that start?
I mean, here's what we could do. We could go somewhere and we could like record clips and just put out a podcast of clips.
What
Like,
time is
like
what
recorded
time does
clips
it
at
start?
I don't know.
The actual draft
8
itself,
o'clock?
or like their pregame thing. The actual draft.
No,
itself.
like I want to know when the first can I leave my house at 7:30 and get to wherever I need to get with the first pick?
Ba-da-ding, da-da-ding, ding. With the first pick of the 2024 NFL Draft,
Event officially kicks off at 8 p.m. on Thursday.
the Chicago Bears have traded the pick.
So the first pick won't be in until 8:10.
It's
Or
after
8,
8.
probably
It's
8:20.
slightly after 8. Yeah, slightly.
All right, well,
8:20.
That's gonna make it easier for me because I'm not gonna be able to go before putting him to bed.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
But yeah, we'll just.
I mean, you don't really need to be there for the first pick. Like, we just need to talk about what we want to do, where we're going to go, and who we're going to be with, because that's really all.
We should do something. We should do something with company corporate cards.
Okay, so start thinking about who that is.
I mean, the most common. I mean, we should just go to the place that we've had our success. Horsham.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to go to McGurk's this year?
Talk to your boy.
All right, I'll coordinate it. Maybe
Talk to our boys and see what we can put together.
All right, we'll head it.
All right, sounds good. And Gordy,
All right.
you're more than welcome. It's going to be in Bucks County. It's a little bit far, but you know. Hey.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hike there.
It's a bit of
don't be a Lisa
shall
Ann
see.
here.
We shall see.
All right.
It's a bit of a jaunt.
It's a little.
No, I mean,
little trek.
it's going to be close to me, and it's going to be a game time decision. So,
Yeah, this guy plays linebacker.
Yeah, this is my cousin's son. He's got tons of offers for FBS Division
Let's
1.
fucking go, dude.
So I'm
Hell yeah,
hoping.
dude.
I think he said that he wanted to go to Penn State, but then recently I talked to him. He said that wasn't what he was looking for. Chris, before we get off, where you got offers from?
6'3", 225. That's no joke,
Dude,
bro.
Let's
go.
He's a freaking stud.
Let's go.
I know.
Where's he live, Kenny?
Yeah, where's
They
he
live
play now?
they live over there in Doylestown, like right before off of Upper State.
Okay, so they're in Central Bucks. Where does he play?
Yeah, and he goes to Lansdale Catholic.
He plays for Catholic. Okay.
Yeah, so which is
Nice.
unfortunate because if Lansdale Catholic would invest any money into
he would get
anything-
way more exposure.
Yeah, and also not even that much, but like they could play at Lansdale Catholic and we could walk over. I'm literally one road over.
Here's his comment. Yeah. Monmouth, Duquesne, Columbia, and Princeton.
Princeton.
There you go.
Princeton.
Hey, little Ivy.
There you go.
League.
Get some education. Get some
Yo.
education,
Yeah,
Chris.
he's actually and I think he posted his
Columbia and
his
Princeton,
grades.
actually. Wow,
his
dude.
transcripts are all fucking A's, man. I don't know how he got it because his dad's a dummy. No, but no, all the congratulations to Chris, man. He's gonna fucking kill
Take
it.
the Ivy
Excited
League
for him.
scholarship, kid. Major in
Yeah.
Ivy League. That's all you need to do. Major in Ivy League, you'll be set for life.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, like he's got a really good shot of making the pros regard. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
just do it.
Win-win,
Absolutely,
really,
yeah.
right?
Do it up.
And honestly, last thing, I'm tooting his horn pretty hard here, but like it's just started for him, right? He's a junior. He's got one more year. Yeah, we'll get him. Yeah, when you commit, you're on the podcast.
I'm
How about that?
sold.
You do your
Yo, why don't
reveal on the
why
podcast.
don't you do the reveal on the podcast, Chris?
Yeah, actually, we're gonna give you a podcast shirt you're gonna wear for your fucking when you pick your school, and then you have unlimited guest appearances from that point on. Get us the exposure we deserve, and the 25 listeners we get will get you exposure as well.
we deserve.
We deserve. You guys
Look-
deserve. Yeah.
Trevor.
Jesus.
Oh, Trevor, you're funny as fuck, dude. I'll tell you. Oh,
Shit! This is a good episode.
That's
This is a good
fucking
one.
great.
This is worth it tonight.
that's fucking great.
Good stuff, boys.
All
Good
right,
stuff.
listen. We'll figure out what we're doing for the draft. We'll tweet. We'll do whatever. We'll fucking share it. And you guys, maybe we'll see somebody there. Maybe you never know. But Thanks for listening. Gordy, thanks for coming in and guest starring once again to talk some
Thank
Sixers.
you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
We will most likely have you back in again as the Sixers continue.
When they lose in the second round.
As the Sixers continue their walk through the playoffs.
Love it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. And yeah, I mean, we didn't really talk about the Phils much tonight because we talked about a lot of other shit. But
it's April.
Ranger gets his flowers for the CGSO. That's all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could argue he's dude. Last thing, and then I'm gonna go. I've been seeing a lot of Wheeler slander, and it's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
He could be the only Cy Young winner ever to lose every game he starts.
That's freaking it's insane. Honestly, the top three, our top three starters are fucking good right now.
Well, I would argue that even Chris Sanchez. You're not going to get 7 or 8 out of that guy, but you should be able to get a solid 4 or 5, maybe 6.
100%.
Starting pitching isn't the problem right now. It's just not. They got to hit. They got to start hitting. Flat out. They got to start.
They will.
They will. I agree. I agree.
Listen, they already are.
Yeah.
It's
and also like it's been fucking cold. This week has been the first week. You know what I mean?
And everybody's like, "Oh, fucking shut the fuck up and play baseball." Whatever, dude.
I don't even know what that means.
You probably never.
I don't even know that. I don't even know what that fucking.
Probably never
means.
Swung a bat in your life. And you're out there. These guys that hit 90-mile-an-hour fastballs, 40 degrees. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. All right, let's be done. Love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thanks for hanging out. And that's it. We'll see y'all next week.
Shocker.
Maybe
Good night, all.
We'll see. Goodbye.
Goodbye.